Welcome to another NASCAR talk. I'm Nino, the greatest, the undisputed, the champ. You already know I'm with my dog Matt. We're back in the building. What's up, Matt? How you
What
doing?
what's up, buddy? I'm doing pretty good. How was Homestead, buddy?
Oh, we're gonna get to that. So
Oh,
we'll once we talk about the race, all the races, I'll tell you my experience from head to toe.
all right. Works for me. Works for me. I didn't know if we wanted to go right off the bat with it, man. Just so exciting.
I'll tell you my experience. It'll be a little minute on that part.
All right, all right.
So let's get it started. The Truck Series race. Connor Jones, bro. What a what a dingleberry.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just glad NASCAR finally is acting upon this right now, talking about like
Yep.
holding him for 2 laps. And Matt Mills got actually out of the hospital today due to all the smoke inhalation, which was weird to me. Like, wow, I didn't think it was that smoky in that car. We've seen worse in history, and
Yep.
I haven't seen something like that.
Yep, exactly. It's probably something that it has to be something with this breathing and stuff like that too. That's what I think. I
Oh
think it was at
yeah.
the local hospital, which I'm assuming is Baptist Homestead, which is not far from the tribe. That's what I'm
Yeah.
assuming he went to.
hmm
But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
man.
Jordan
It's,
Anderson, I mean, had a really bad wreck last year, and he
yep.
was on fire for a while. And I don't think he had that issue. But like I'm saying, I'm just glad they got Connor Jones to held for 2 laps.
Hmm.
We can't have rough racing like that whatsoever. That
No,
caused
definitely
somebody to
not.
go to the hospital. It could be something minor. So other than that, I mean, Grant Enfinger basically dominated the second half of the race. Not even gonna lie.
Bro, what happened was that he had a tire fall in the first lap of stage three. And I was like, before I went stepped out, because I stepped out to go do the signing and autograph stuff like that with SBG and some people.
Yeah.
I was telling people, my crew that went with me, I was like, watch Enfringer try to win this race now because he doesn't have to pit anymore. Everybody else has to. Everybody ran out of gas. Poor
Yeah.
Nick Sanchez, bro. It would have been nice to see the 305 man winning at Homestead.
Oh yeah, that would have been nice. But I like Grant Enfinger. I think it's time for him to step up. I mean, he's never going to have that Xfinity Series
Of
ride, in my
course
opinion.
not.
I think he's to that point. I mean, I think he's like a Matt Crafton, a well-respected veteran in the Truck
Matt
Series.
Crafton is not respected. No offense.
I love Matt Crafton.
I just feel like he just throws the tantrums for no reason. That's why I don't like Matt Crafton, in my opinion.
He was the first person to expose this win and you're in system. Never won a single race in the chase, well, the elimination format, and he still won the Truck Championship.
Yep.
So you got to give him some respect for breaking the system
I
first
mean,
year.
Thor Sport is that team. Like, okay, you're not gonna go to Cup or you're not going to Xfinity. Just come out to Thor Sport. We got you.
Oh yeah, I mean Johnny Sauter. I think the only exception maybe is what Ben Rhodes. I think he's going to have some time here soon to come
Yep.
up. Of course, the Haley Deegan situation. She couldn't even win in
I
a
just think it
five
wasn't
star.
her fault. It was just Ford. It was like again, Ford is not a great development system. The
No.
the rest of the tourist team, the rest of the Thor team, they already know they're not going anywhere. So it kind of makes sense for them, they'll be okay there. They already
Oh
know the
yeah.
system inside and out. That's why I feel like Matt Crafton, Ty Majeski, and Ben Rhodes are gonna be fine. I think Ty Majeski might actually win the whole thing this year, but we'll see.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, also Grant Enfinger used to race for Thor Sport too back in the
Yeah,
day.
back in the days.
I mean, it's funny. Thor Sport. Last topic on this. Thor Sport actually is from Sandusky, Ohio, Northern
Why
Ohio.
don't you
So
work for them? That's a good question.
I don't know. I don't know. It'd be cool, but I'd be the one running around all the time. That's
They
the
told me
thing.
that they just hire anybody, but I will have to
Hey,
move to Ohio and all that fun stuff.
I mean, hey, we just team together and we run Matt Crafton's truck.
Yep, there you go. They hire
Oh,
anybody for pit crew members, so that's good for experience. But yeah, man, it's just like they're gonna be one of those teams. They're always gonna be that team. Like you're a veteran, just come on down. We got
oh
you.
yeah.
You have to worry
Come
about not
on
racing on the
down.
weekend. Yep. But I don't like. I'll bring this topic up after we finish Xfinity. Before we
Yeah.
jump to Sunday, we're gonna go have to the second part of the Saturday race, which is the Xfinity race. Honestly, bro, the tire complaints from this weekend in general, there's no complaints because every single tire was perfectly fine. Like,
Are you sure about that?
depending on the question. I mean, Larson is a pit crew situation. That was a pit crew situation.
I know it
Not the
sucks.
driver's fault, not the car's fault, not NASCAR's fault. But yes, yeah, but Xfinity, Austin Hill, bro, walk-off win again. Like
Ugh,
he was not even nowhere near contention throughout the first stint or the second stint of the race. I
no.
was thinking that was gonna be a Cole Custer because Cole Custer kind of like dominated. Um that race too, and then he looked like he was gonna win that race. To be honest with you, so
Yeah.
but Justin Allgaier nowhere near in contention either. AJ was trying to throw on a was trying on a strategy to win that race. That would have been funny if he actually would have won that race
Oh
too.
yeah, that would have been back to back too for
Yep.
him. Back to back.
That's how
I
I
mean,
was like, bro, if this man wins back to back, like grand end figures, like the old heads trying to win this
mhm.
shit, bro.
And one thing I do want to point out, this is the probably the first time in probably 10 races that the RCR crew, like both the 2 and the 21, actually had killer performances, in my opinion. I mean, Jesse Love was such a big name coming into this
Hmm.
season, and it just seems like, RCR has that super speedway program built in
Yeah,
their Xfinity
definitely.
series teams. And it just feels like Jesse Love kind of started falling off as the season goes out. How is that going to change coming in the next year with Connor Zillage and oh, I can't remember. We're drawing a brain fart.
Connor Zilic and William Sawalich. It was actually
Yeah.
his debut in the Xfinity series. He didn't do too bad either, but I think he had like a tire. Actually, he was one of the tire people that had a tire issue or penalty speed or something like that.
It was just something. I
Something happened
because
to him. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, because I saw a random rumor. I was like, I just told my dad, I'm like, I think Junior's racing today. I saw some
that was
advertisement that he
last year.
was, and then all of a sudden I saw Zillage in the '88, and I was like, what? Or was it? I can't remember who was who. These new guys, like I said, I'm gonna have to start watching Xfinity next year so I can get these names down.
There's
Because
gonna be a lot of kids next year in the Xfinity side, man.
oh, it's gonna be a great, like you said last week, it's gonna be an amazing Xfinity, and hopefully they come back with the streaming thing because that's another complaint. I know we brought it up last week.
I think CW is doing that next year, just this season because they had their little. They still got the NBC crew. That's the problem we have going on.
Okay, yeah, because I was seeing a lot of people on Twitter talk about why they're not doing it, but hey, hopefully next year we can change it. I can watch
Mm-hmm.
some and I can actually contribute a little bit more into this. But I was kind of jumping back and forth between Oregon and Illinois and you know
That's like
all the
kind of
football
like I was
games.
telling you, like I want the season to end already. It's just like I'm tired. I'm actually really, really tired. I know where they're going through now. Even though,
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
we're just watching, but we're trying to get whatever we can get, whatever information we can gather.
yeah.
It's kind of like hard at times because you're trying to, write down stuff down, but it's like as time progresses, I get where
Mhm.
they're coming from because I know next season we're gonna be doing more of this, but
Yeah.
it's like you're trying to watch and you're trying to point out this happened, and this happened. Man, I wanted to see Cole Custer win that race, man. I was like hoping like he was to win that race. It's going back to Cup next year. So for me, it would be the best thing to see him win the championship or AJ Allmendinger.
Oh yeah. It. I can't wait. I can't wait. Next season's going to be great all the way around. And
Yeah.
I guess we can lead that into the Cup Series.
Yep. Oh, one more thing I forgot to point out in the truck series before we move on.
Yeah.
Frankie Muniz, Frankie Muniz is racing that this past weekend. And he's going to truck season next season.
Yeah, full time. I thought didn't he have almost a full time ride this year in the
With
Xfinity?
Xfinity, yeah, for something fall through. I think it was with Joey Gay's Motorsports. I think something fall through.
Of course, Joey Gase taking it,
Yeah.
from Rick Ware
Well,
Racing.
I'm like, bro, why is these guys doing? That's what I say all the time, every single week, and now is the obvious. Like, bro, what are they doing here? They bring both cars out and they both suck.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, what is going on here? Like,
Oh yeah, definitely. I do want to point out one more subject, and I think this is more of a just good topic. It actually felt nice to watch an early race for once. The
mm,
truck series came on at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It felt great. And I was just sitting there thinking to myself, it could be 3, 4 o'clock. The Cup Series race on Sunday, if it did start at noon, it would be done by that time. But the only issue is we got to worry about the West Coast.
yeah, the
And
12
I think
o'clock, bro, in South Florida heat. No, it's not the greatest.
I mean, hey, but hey, it makes the track
I
sticky.
got sunscreen for Saturday, but I didn't have sunscreen for Sunday, so I'm kind of like a little burned.
Oh,
But it's not hurting. I'm a tough son of a gun, anyways. But yeah, but like, I'll tell you about that part because I really want to break that down. But I'll tell you, that's what my whole experience. But let's
yeah.
get to the Cup Series, man. I'm like here, like, I'm about to like get my Elmer's super glue ready to drink it because Kyle Larson was having one of those days. I'm like, what could go wrong will go wrong for Kyle Larson at Homestead Miami Speedway. That's how
Oh
I
my
thought about it.
gosh. And I'm just gonna be honest with you, when he hit that wall, and I was like, the toe. Why do we have to be worried about a toe? Why do we have to be
Mhm.
worried about the toe length? And when they checked it, everything was good. I don't know if you know who Door Bumper Clear is.
Yeah.
They do the phone calls. This guy said, we ain't calling him young money anymore. We're calling him hung money. Okay. Hung money. This guy came out of nowhere, came from the 37th, 38th position, dead last, and made it back in contention
Hmm.
just to have another problem. But we'll get to that. We'll
I
get to that. I
swear,
think there's a
if it
lot more.
wasn't for Austin Dillon being in the way, he would have won this race, bro. That would have been the best comeback story of that race specifically.
Oh yeah, and I thought that's what was going to happen. I'm like, dude, is this going to be a picture perfect
I
like
just feel like this man's
situation?
fucking with us, bro. I feel like
I,
he's fucking with us.
I really think so. At this point in time, Austin Dillon's at the wrong place at the wrong time every
Yep.
fucking time. And even to going back to like the cars a little bit, I, I do think, like I told you earlier, I do believe that him not making cut, like if he didn't hit Blaney, I still think in that situation the car would have got arrow loose, kind of how it was at Michigan. Michigan, his
Hmm.
car just broke loose. He wasn't even in it near anybody. It just
Yep.
broke loose due to air. So I still think the same thing happens. He recovered. He didn't hit anything. He lost one spot, and then Chris Busher ran out of talent on pit road.
Yes, that's
Spun.
that's that's what everybody was talking about that. Yes, the pit crew didn't do the greatest job, but he was still in the predicament that he shouldn't be in that predicament, but it wasn't his fault. It was
Mm-hmm.
people spinning out at pit road. Like, come on, bro. At the worst time, this man's spinning in pit road.
Oh my gosh. And it also doesn't help as well that his pit crew took a little bit longer. I think it was 11 seconds,
Yep.
but that was due to the fact that the what was it? The roof flap popped up, but it drops the bottom diffuser off the bottom of the car, so somebody had to
Mm-hmm.
smack it on the bottom. He still came out 10th. I don't know what his final position was, but I think
13,
he's like -7 below the cut line right now,
which is not
below
too bad.
Bryman.
It's not the greatest, but it's not too bad either.
Yeah, it's not. It's not because next week it's Martinsville. Hopefully, statistically, not his best racetrack, but he has one there. He has run up front. He's real consistent at
Mm-hmm.
Martinsville. And if he goes out there and performs and gets into the playoffs, I'm going to make t-shirts that say hung money on him. I'm being dead
All I
serious.
know is that this weekend alone is Hendrick has dominated the spring race. That's my only biggest worried about that they're all good in this track, and I just hope somebody doesn't take out somebody to get in. That is my only worry about Hendrick Motorsports now and coming into this race because they're all trying to get in. One of them is trying to get in.
Yeah, yeah. You get, and that's comes back to Chase Elliott, Ryan Blaney, must win situations to make the final four.
Yep.
They are must wins. Tyler Reddick got his punched his ticket to the final four with an amazing last lap pass. I mean,
Yup.
he came from third. He used that wall. He used Larson's move on the wall to shoot past Blaney, just
Mm-hmm.
like he was standing still. It was like Blaney was standing still.
Yep.
But I know one of the guys in the group also stated that I think it was Will. He said something. Did Blaney make the right move going into 3 and 4
I
by
was
trying to
hearing
block
that
Hammond?
he was very good on the bottom too. That's what I was hearing too. That he was very good coming into the bottom. But when I heard from comms, they were saying that he was coming towards the bottom. That's why Blaney stayed up. He stayed down to try to block him
Mm-hmm.
because he didn't think that he was trying to come get him from the tough on the high side. That's what I heard from comms from Ryan pit crew spotter. At least that's what I heard from the spotter and Jonathan Hassler too.
Yeah, and I mean, what a hell of a race just all around. Like we could sit here and just nitpick every single bit and
Oh
piece of
my
this
God,
race.
bro. I didn't want to leave. I only stepped out a couple of sec for the stage and for the stage breaks because my friends were
Hmm.
sitting on the other side. They're like, bro, just come to just get water on the other because we were all scattered all over the place because we didn't
Yeah.
coordinate it with that. But whatever. Like, I don't want to leave my seat. Like I was dehydrated at the end of the race because I didn't want to leave my seat. I didn't
Uh,
want to miss anything, especially in stage three.
oh yeah, and Hamlin, he ran a little bit later. I think it was the second stage or something like that. And he long pitted. Everybody seemed like else they wanted the fresher
Mm-hmm.
tires real quick, but it worked out for Hamlin. Didn't he end up winning? I believe the second stage or
Yep.
close
He
to
did the
or
same
something.
thing in stage three. Him and Reddick did the same exact thing in stage three. That's
Yeah,
why Hamlin was in position to win. I was like, bro, if I came all the way here to see a Denny Hamlin win, I'll be like, bro, I don't know what else to tell you. But Ryan Blaney too, bro. I mean, I wouldn't mind Blaney winning because I like Blaney,
yeah.
but bro, I accept Tyler Reddick, bro. I like Tyler Reddick too. He is my favorite Toyota driver, other than
Oh yeah.
Christopher Bell. Him and Christopher Bell are my two favorite Toyota drivers.
He
But
came out. like
Like,
guns a blazing, man. He
mhm.
came out guns a blazing all week, qualified on pole. He took off and dominated. I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to remember because I know on
He's
like,
good at Homestead. That's what people don't
oh yeah,
understand. He's very good at Homestead.
and he's decent at Phoenix too.
Hmm.
Like, I'm sorry, I know this has been brought up a lot. Michael Jordan's lawsuit. What a bigger kick to NASCAR's nuts than Tyler Reddick going and winning the
I'm on their
championship.
side, bro. I'm on their side. I think everybody is, bro. Everybody should be on their side. Even people
Oh
that
yeah.
don't like Denny Hamlin, they should be on their side. Because I don't like
Oh
Denny
yeah.
Hamlin, but I'm on their side in this situation because I
Oh
feel like
yeah.
the teams are gonna be and same thing with front row because nobody talks about they just talk about 23XI. Front row just got their tier one status report and they're getting better. Like
Hmm.
they're trying to prove a point that NASCAR is a dictator. They are a dictator, especially the France family. They're lucky
Oh
they don't
yeah.
even come out to this racetrack because they would have been booed.
And it's sad because I think Homestead's owned by the France family, isn't it?
Yep.
By
It's a
NASCAR?
NASCAR. It's a NASCAR track.
Because there's a lot of racetracks that still aren't owned by
I can't
NASCAR.
believe Charlotte is an SMI track. When Will told me that, I was like, "What? Wait, what?" I'm like, "What? Like, no way."
Wait, SM. I'm trying to remember. I thought IMS. What's? I'm trying to
IMS or
remember.
SMI, one of those. It's the same. There's not a NASCAR track.
Oh yeah, yeah, Charlotte, because they all have that same logo, like Texas and
Mm-hmm.
all of them. Yeah, they're all SMIs. I'm pretty sure there's another one. I think Kentucky's SMI.
Mm-hmm.
And also with this past weekend, a lot of people were saying, let's bring back Chicagoland. Let's bring back
Yeah.
Kentucky. I know Kentucky is way too far gone right now.
Yeah.
I've seen people's drone footage. The track's destroyed. There's trees. It kind of looks like Nazareth. I mean, Nazareth
Yeah.
is still up, but they leased out because I went down to Louisville one day and I drive right past Sparta. You could see the racetrack. There is a whole gravel parking lot where everybody was parking at right off the interstate. It's all leased out and it's owned by well, not owned, but trucking companies are using that as drop lots. So it
Oh
would be
man.
hard to dissolve that lease and then get the track back to shape.
At
It
this
would
rate, they're
be.
gonna just gonna have to abandon that track and then just do something else because I mean, if it was Miami, that would have been torn down a long time ago and built for apartments.
Oh
And
yeah.
that's what I saw it. That's how I see it as.
I mean, also while we're on the topic of lost speedways, what are the odds that Auto Club survives this
Mm-hmm.
transformation? I don't
I don't
know.
see it. No, I don't see it. But yeah, I
Those
mean, I want to
mhm.
preach Homestead, bro. I'm gonna be the first one to tell you. I'm not saying this because it's my local track. I already told people, not because it's my local track, but we need to bring South Florida right back to the hub for the championship finale, bro.
Oh
It's
yeah.
once a year. We don't know nothing about Homestead until the last race of the season. We don't know what to expect, and that's what I like about Homestead once a year. Even I did hear a couple of people saying that twice a year that it could bring like excitement, but I don't want to see it twice a year. I don't want to
No.
see it. No, no,
And
once fine.
and I think that's also a good fair point too. Homestead being the last race of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Phoenix. Why do we have two Phoenix races? We
Yep.
shouldn't have lost a Richmond date
Mm-hmm.
instead of the fucking, pardon my French, but the spring Phoenix because those guys have times to practice. They have practice, do car setups for and get ready for the fall when it should be one strict race for the championship.
Yep.
And I tell you what, if yesterday was the last race of the season for the championship and that was the championship winning move, that's NASCAR's game 7 moment right there.
Yep. Right
That
there.
is,
Yep.
yep, right there.
And then another thing I also hear from a couple reporters. This is why they have my side in this case.
Mm-hmm.
When I told you this is why I like this whole playoff format. It's
Mm-hmm.
like you have 8 drivers. All 5 drivers that are not even in the except six can still
Yeah.
still Christopher Bell's not guaranteed locked in. 6 drivers still have a chance to get in because top 10 besides Mohamed and Larson. Six drive Larson Logano doesn't matter because he already won. Doesn't really matter. But
Yeah.
6 other drivers finish in the top 7. In the top 7.
Yeah.
So that tells you the level in the round is there. Like there's competition in this round. Like you
Oh
have
yeah.
Joe Gibbs Racing, 2311, Hendrick Motorsports, and Penske. And you still got 2 out of 3 Penske drivers in the round of 8.
Oh yeah, 100% definitely. And I was what I thought was cool about yesterday was the bottom four that were looking in. to the playoff bubble. Not they weren't looking out, they were looking
Hmm.
in to try to fight. All four of them were fighting all day.
Yep.
They were fighting all day. Chase Elliott, um, Ryan Blaney. There was like, what was it, 50 laps that they were fighting tooth and nail,
Hmm.
passing each other every other lap. And I mean, it was just what a wild day. And I'm going to bring this up. NASCAR Gaming, 21 Ignition, the cover. When I saw that restart where it was Bubba Wallace was in the middle, you had Elliott on the top
Hmm.
side, you had Blaney. It looked just like the cover of that game, seeing those three cars
Even
going in.
Bubba was doing amazing, bro.
He
Bro,
shot
go.
he shot out like a rocket on that one restart
Shout out
and
to
blew
Jake.
right
Shout out to
past.
Jake for that.
I
I
know.
saw that.
You know, I was
Nah,
like,
bro. This man looked good all day too. That was another thing too. For not being in the playoffs, Bubba's been very consistent all playoffs.
oh yeah. And I hate to say this, but since Alex Bowman had that disqualification, I kind of think he's disappeared a little bit, not gonna
Yep.
lie. I think he is, honest to God, the weakest link at Hendrick Motorsport. If he shuts down, just do a mental thing right here and just shuts down like that,
Hmm.
he doesn't deserve the ride. Hendrick wants 110% all the time. That's my opinion.
That's why you have
But you
Justin
know,
Haley rating. That's why you have. They have five contracts. They don't want to say it. They don't want to say it. But they have five Hendrick drivers
yeah, I
contracted.
mean, Justin Haley did fantastic yesterday. It just sucks seeing Corey LaJoie spin out twice. Oh yeah, I forgot the driver swap. And that's something else I wanted to talk about. That driver swap, and to be honest, they both kind of like Jake said it yesterday in the group. He literally said it. Nobody's really benefited from this.
I mean, I looked at stats. Portland Joy has kind of been like top 15, top 20. But the same thing with Haley. The same thing
Hmm.
with Justin Haley.
Oh yeah.
Up to what happened yesterday. It kind of benefit on both sides. I feel like Justin Haley started the project for Rick Rare, and I feel like Corey LaJoy is going to finish it in a good way because
Hmm.
it
Oh
fits
yeah.
his style, blue collar team.
Hmm.
Because he's a blue collar guy. Justin Haley, on the other hand, he went there because he had no choice. But he trying to get the RFK ride, but he went back to Aspire because he still has a chance to get a Hendrick Motorsport because Mr. H likes him. And I don't see why not. He's a good driver. I just feel
Oh
like,
yeah.
he's been on shitty ass equipment throughout the whole entire time. No offense to calling. They still kind of are shitty equipment, but
Hmm. And I think if I'm no, actually all the charters have been bought up, correct?
not yet. No, no.
Because I know 2311 and Front Row Motorsports, they haven't finalized it, of course, because of
Yep.
the situation they're going into.
Trackhouse bought one of them, so that's already done.
I was thinking, because I was like to myself, I'm like, well, RFK, I think they could go with the third car, my opinion, but I think Justin Haley also made a smart decision because who's to say RFK isn't going to lose Busher? And
Yep.
then when Keselowski retires, then we're going to be looking at a small organization that has survived for years after
Mm-hmm.
losing Matt Kenseth, Biffle, all those great,
Edwards,
yes,
Kenseth,
all of those guys. But then we'd be
even
looking
Jamie
at
McMurray, even Jamie McMurray.
little Jamie Mack, little Jamie baby.
Yo,
But well, who's to say that RFK ain't the next Stuart Haas?
yep.
That somebody buys out, which I would assume it would be Keselowski getting out in that situation. I think Roush would stay around. But
I know LeBron's not going anywhere, even though it's part owner, little minority owner, because he has already a little partnership with what's this guy's name, bro? With John Henry. There you go. He has a
yeah,
partnership with John Henry already, so that he's not getting out of that deal anytime soon. So that's for sure. Because I think he has part ownership with the Red Sox now, with Liverpool, and now RFK. So yeah, I don't see LeBron getting out of there anytime soon.
no, yeah.
I
And then
know
I think
Jack Ross until he dies. Let's just be realistic. Until he dies, he's gonna be owning that team.
I'm gonna be honest, Fenway stayed in there a long time as
Yep.
well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I'm
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
uh
They're one of the
well,
oldest teams in the grid, man. Even though they
oh
changed
yeah.
the name a bunch of times, but
Oh yeah.
Roush Racing, Roush Fenway, and I remember when they had that merger actually.
Yeah, because it was weird because everybody was going through mergers because I think Gillette actually got in with Evernham around that
Mm-hmm.
time. And I don't want to say it, but I think that's when DEI,
And Canassi got together.
yeah, it was around that time
I
because
remember
that was a
that.
big
I
deal.
remember that when they got
They
together. And then
what
Chip
they
Canassi ended up buying them out.
Yeah. And I mean, he kept the one car and he kept his iconic number 42 car as well.
Hmm.
And then look at it, the rest is
The
history now.
42 has been trash ever since Larson left, but hey, we're not talking about that right now.
Sir, he never left. He was forced out of that
No,
race.
like I mean, Rochester did good, but granted, let's
Oh
get
yeah.
let me tell you my experience, bro, from head
Yes.
to toe.
Hmm.
So this weekend I left at work early. That was my plan to go to the track, get my merch, go to Tyler Reddick, and go from there. Boom. That didn't happen. I didn't get a chance to go get my merch. I went to Daniel Suarez because I found out last minute that he was going, I was already on my way down. Anyways, I
Hmm.
heard that he was going to be doing a meet and greet at Kubota. And then when I go into the Kubota, nobody was there. I was like, bro, 10 people were there because he did three meet and greets that weekend. He did a meet and greet at Kubota on Friday. He did a one on Walmart, which is not far from the track, on Saturday. I'm assuming everybody went there to the one on
Yeah.
Saturday. I was not gonna go on Saturday. I'm already at the track. I'm not leaving the track for
Oh
nothing.
yeah.
And I went to go see Daniel Suarez again. And I asked, I told him like, I saw you last year at the insurance place that he was doing a meet and greet. And then he
Hmm.
goes like, "Well, you're the guy who won the some ticket. He did a raffle for some music tickets. Or I
Yeah.
got it. I gave it to my grandma. Anyways, he was like, "Well, you're the guy that won that." I was like, "How do you remember that?" He goes, "Oh, because I just remember your name." I was like, "Your name is Kevin, right?" I'm like, "How do you remember that?" Like, but yeah, he was cool though. He was mad cool. I ran in also. He was there too with him. Did you remember NFL player named Alejandro Villanueva played O line for the Steelers for so many years?
I'm not
You
too
don't watch
big in
NFL like
football.
that?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
gotcha,
don't
gotcha.
know.
But yeah, he was there too, and then that was mad cool. So it was like good mad experience. I left, got lunch with my friends because they already were there. They wanted to go see the whole entire practice and qualifying. I told them I'm not watching trucks. I'll be there for Xfinity practice and qualifying. That's granted. That was my whole plan to get there. I
Yeah.
went to Tyler Reddick. I was the first one there.
Yeah, and how was that getting a picture with Tyler Reddick and then out of nowhere
He
he
wins. He
yeah,
wins.
you're Tyler Reddick's good luck charm, so you can't be going to races anymore.
I think he was a little bit annoyed though because he looked mad when that like, he looked like pissed. He didn't want to be there. But I
Mhm.
found out the next day that when I was waiting for Raja, they told me that he just already had came from the children's hospital. I was like with Bubba, so I was like, yeah, I know where he's coming from. Then if he
Yeah,
was at
he's
the children's
probably
hospital.
yeah, he was probably just all the stories and stuff like that probably got
Hmm.
to him and yeah. I mean, hey, that's still cool you got to meet him. Now you did meet Raja Caruth, correct? Because
Yes,
you were getting
so
ready to get into
yes,
that.
yes, yeah, because it was just at the haulers.
Mhm.
I told my friend that we're gonna. He wanted to get there at 9 because he wanted to watch practice and qualifying. And then
Yeah.
thanks to somebody at the Reddick meet and greet, he was the one that showed me the website for Josky. Apparently, Josky has the freaking driver appearances. So I started looking at. They started refreshing the page throughout the day too. So even
Hmm.
more reasons why. Okay, I'm gonna do all the events. That's the whole purpose of being there too. Is not just a race and you get to see the people. 10 minutes left.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was there. I saw Raja. He signed my Hendrick Cars.com cap. And I was like, I was happy like a little kid in the playground. He was like, "Dad, you suit up." He was laughing. He was like, "You suit up with all Hendrick stuff." I'm like, "Yes, sir."
Oh yeah.
He was
And I
mad
mean,
cool though.
I think he's the future for Hendrick Motorsports because I think he's in that pipeline and
He's
I
that
think he's
six
gonna
driver
learn.
ready to go because I know Justin
Oh
Hayes, the
yeah.
fifth driver, he's a sixth one.
Oh yeah.
They might be opening up. I think they're gonna open up an Xfinity ride for him. Watch.
Oh yeah.
They
I
want that
mean,
17 car to do good next year or next season, the next 2 seasons.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, definitely. I mean, hell, if I think to be honest, I'm sorry, I'm going to go back, bring this up real quick. The Budweiser number eight's back in the late model. Right now, there's nobody in the eight car next year for Xfinity. We might be seeing a number eight Budweiser car back on the track for a
Mhm.
NASCAR sanctioned event. And
I
what
think
a
we're gonna see it in Xfinity series too.
oh yeah, definitely. And I think that's a big FU middle fingers to
Wait,
Ross
no, we do
Chastain.
have the eight. That's gonna be Sammy Smith.
I thought he was leaving.
No, Sammy Smith is staying. It's
You know
Brandon
what?
Jones the 9 car doesn't
It's
exist.
the nine car. Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
the 9 car.
I thought it was the eight. Okay. Well,
No, it's the
that's my
nine
fault.
car doesn't exist anymore for next season. Thank goodness because at the North Gragson that car's been cursed. But
Yeah, not gonna lie. But anyways, You posted a picture. I thought it was bad as all hell. You were
Mm-hmm.
sitting on the pit wall between two of Alex Bowman's pit crew
Yup.
members.
I was like, they were messing with the other people that was before him because they had a Penske shirt. Like, you have a pen, you're with the op, and I'm like, am I good? Am I good though? Because I mean, yeah, I have a Larson shirt, but it's still HMS. They're like, yeah, come on
Yeah,
down.
come on down.
And I asked
I
them, like,
love
do
it.
you guys only do Cup? And like, yeah, because I asked a couple of the pit crew members. I was able to talk to somebody from Spire. They told me, no, we're sometimes I do Xfinity too. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I asked them, I like to ask those questions because you know, and I know one that I follow. He does all three. So
Oh, that's actually pretty cool.
yeah,
The one
like
thing,
Cab Houston, that's his name. He does Xfinity for calling. He does Cup for either Trackhouse or Spire, and he does truck for Rev Racing.
well, that's pretty dope. But one thing I'm
Mhm.
pretty upset about, you didn't run in and jump in one of the guys' cars and drive off with it.
I was supposed to do that, but I couldn't do it. But anyways, guess who I ended up running into too because I went to go to the Chevy. You know, I'm a Chevy guy. I like my Chevy drivers.
Oh yeah,
I guess who was doing an autograph session or a Q&A's? Corey Day.
that's awesome.
So
That's
not
actually really
only
awesome.
so not only I was not able to get a cap signed with Raja Karu,
Mhm.
Corey Day also signed my HendrickCars.com cap.
All you need is the Kyle Larson.
Like
That's
this is
it.
Kyle
And it's
Larson.
complete. It's
I
complete.
can retire the cap, but I was like telling my friends like I'm just gonna go ahead and just buy another one, which I
Mhm.
did. I bought the same cap, but just another one.
You should actually do one. Try to get Chase,
Hmm.
Alex, William. I think because they have run that Hendrick. Anybody who's run that
I
Hendrick,
could have done that at the Q&A's in Daytona. It just reminded me that.
I think that's the greatest thing to do. Try to get that. That would be the coolest thing because they've
Hmm.
all ran that paint scheme.
Yep.
I think that would be awesome. Absolutely awesome.
You just reminded me that. Yes, you're right about that. They all did that. Yes.
That would be awesome.
Yep. I
But I
like
mean,
go ahead.
coming down to the last couple laps, what was your take just sitting there watching it?
Like I don't want the race to end because it was that good. I'm like, I don't want to go home. I don't want to go home. We could run another 100 laps. I don't want to go home.
Overtime. Give me overtime.
Give
All
me
the overtime.
overtime. That was the one time I was waiting for overtime. But yeah, like Saturday too. Like I was saying, I got to see Cole Custer not once but twice the same day. He was laughing. He's like, "You're here again?" I'm like, "Yes, sir." I mean, but you have a Hendrick cars. Like, I'm like, actually, bro, you're my favorite driver on the Xfinity side, and I didn't get a chance to change and all that fun stuff because I bought his shirt. I bought the Andes ice cream shirt. He got it. He signed it. I bought the Noah
That's awesome.
Gragson Brass Pro Shops too because I like Gragson too. Like it's like I don't have hate for a lot of drivers. Like it's hard.
Oh yeah. And you're sitting there with a next year
Yep. He's back on the 41, even though it's Priest, but he's back with on the cup side and his new era too. I like new era caps too, so that's why
oh
I
yeah,
bought it for
those
15 bucks.
those new era caps are really nice. And I like to say a lot of the new merchandise that they're starting to make for these cup teams are looking really good. I'm not going to lie to you
Hmm.
at all. I mean, especially Junior's merch that he's doing for the number 8 Budweiser. Those shirts remind me of old school shirts.
I even
Literally.
have the NASCAR shoes and I have the Kyle Larson shoes. I'm actually worried this week.
Yeah, I want another pair of those NASCAR. I don't have any of the NASCAR ones, but I love wearing Hey Dudes. I'm
Hmm.
actually in
They're
mine right
good. They're a
now.
good brand. They're a good brand.
I can't wear like a NASCAR driver one because Kyle Larson's would get too dirty because I do too much stuff outside.
Hmm.
So I'd be wearing it in the house, but then also I'm slow at walking and running. I don't want to deface them a little bit.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you on that. And I get to meet SVG, man. That was. I had to put that as my profile pic. You know, I like
Dude.
SVG.
Oh yeah, definitely. That guy's gonna change the sport. That's awesome. Because I saw
I
you what
never seen this man mad. That's that one driver you can never see me like this. Like always smiling, always
oh
chilling.
yeah.
Like
And he's freakishly tall too.
yeah, he's
Like
tall, super
is
tall.
I'm curious, have Carson Hocevar and Hempstead next to each
They
other? Because
need to
I
do like a measurement or something like that.
yes. I mean, Tyler Reddick would be down at the end because I think he's shorter than Larson, and
He's
Tyler
shorter than
Reddick's
everybody. He's short.
yeah,
He's really short. He's really short. I saw him personally. He's really, really short.
his he's looking a little pudgy too. I saw him
Yep.
in victory lane gain a little weight there.
And and man, like the race is overall, man. Before we get off, because I know we got a couple minutes left.
Yeah.
We need this back for 2026 finale. Like we gotta do whatever it takes. They gotta take out the grandstands, I heard, which is a good thing. Take that shit down because the seats are terrible.
Oh
That's for
yeah.
sure. But
That's another thing. I've noticed that there is not a lot of space between the seats. Oh, sorry, there is too much space between the
mhm,
front row seats and the fence.
yep.
I saw that and I was like, yeah, at least it's next March. They have time to do it all
I'll be
next
there.
year and into the
And I
next
get to
year.
do all three races next year. I had no excuses to miss a race because it's Friday, Saturday, and Saturday. I'll be there Friday anyway, so I might as well just, watch the truck series. But
Exactly.
again, it's back to the, flexibility. I like that at most because I can't stay in a double header race. It's tiring, bro. It's very
Mhm.
tiring. Imagine being at the track from 9 in the morning to 7, almost 7. Yeah, almost 7 o'clock we left at the from the
Wow.
track on Saturday. I almost let that, but almost let that. I left at 7:30, but there was a lot of traffic. But I got there at almost 12, which is a big. It was a big difference from 9 to 12. But yeah,
Yeah.
going. But again, it's just like it was too much on Saturday. It's worth it, but it was too much. Like
Oh yeah,
your body can
definitely.
take it for so long. Man, I like race weekends, but man, it's already towards the end of the season. I'm tired. Like I'm
Hmm.
kind of tired, like a little bit. Like it's just the constant stuff. But hey, I mean, we love doing. I love doing this. That again. If I never get tired for it because I'm not doing anything, that's
Oh
how I'm
yeah.
like in it. Like we're in it basically.
I'm actually having fun because I'm looking more out at everybody's social aspects to get everybody else's opinions and then come here on Monday, the day
Mm-hmm.
after the race, and talk about like just conjoined topics that might be controversial, might not be.
Yep.
And next year, I'm going to be your in-race reporter from Michigan.
Hey, yes, sir. Anyways, guys, that's the time we got for this week. We're gonna be back. We're gonna crown a championship four actually on Monday. I wonder who's gonna get in. Who is the two drivers is gonna get in before we go? Who is your two drivers?
I'm going to say Larson and Bell.
Yeah, we're agreed on this on Larson and Bell.
Yep, Bell's pointing his way in. We can
Mm-hmm.
sure tell you that.
Yeah,
We can
that's for
sure
sure.
tell you that.
Anyways,
But
guys, like, subscribe, do what you got to do. Tell a friend and tell a friend. We're here. Like, subscribe on the podcast. You already know the comment. Do what you got to do. Matt, you already know. We're back
oh
on
yeah,
Monday.
can't wait.
Peace.
Later.